anymore. So I guess I'll just do this and do that. What's going on, Catherine Talley? Good evening. You are the first one here, even though there's no views on the camera right now. What's going on, folks? Welcome to tonight's episode of the Running Gun Podcast. I'm Jay Peeps, this man over here.
I'm Ace.
Yes, exactly. What's up, all 4 or 5 of you climbing? How are we doing this evening? Hope you're doing good. Ace, go ahead and, get it started.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Season 9, Episode 23 of the Running Gun Podcast, Wildcard Reaction. Today we're going to be going over all the goodies of what were pretty much actually terrible games, to be honest with y'all. I am the sugarcoated these wildcard games outside of the Bucks Commanders game were all blowouts and hideous performances. Some guys got exposed as playoff floppers. We'll be talking about that. Previewing the college football championship game as well. That's what this week, right? Or
Monday is the national championship.
Yeah, so we'll preview that tonight too. Talk about that. That's gonna be a good game. Potentially, we'll be seeing a new team getting a head coach immediately following the game. You never know; something might happen. I don't know where he should go, but we'll talk about that when it gets to that point. Yeah. So. Stay tuned, be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, subscribe. We will be getting this going. You know, Don joins us late. He's worse than me.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny. I guess I can't say it on here now because we're so cool with each other. It's funny. The white guys is the one on colored people time.
Run the intro.
Oh my gosh! All right, y'all get comfortable. Here we go.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is JP.
This is the Bug.
This is JC.
This is Flash. This is Denny Hendricks.
And you're listening to
you're listening to
the Run and Gun Podcast.
All right, so then at some point we're gonna have a new intro. So in due time, I'll be patient with us. That's coming very, very soon. All right, Ace, let's get into it. So,
what do you want to start with first? I guess the Saturday games.
The
order they happened.
Yeah, let's do it in the order that they happened.
Y'all called me crazy when I told you Houston was about to pull up on them. It took them a minute. I'll admit. It took them a solid minute, but I told you, Chargers gonna Chargers, and guess who shows up late as always, running on. Let me not finish that sentence. What's going on, Dalton?
Yeah. I heard you there.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I didn't say anything. That's him. That's him right there.
Yeah. Put the blame on someone else.
It's okay. He knows I love him. He knows I love him. How are you this evening, Mr. Sasser?
I am.
He looks cold.
It's freaking chilly, man. Yeah, with my blanket.
He's a Florida boy out of his element, man. We got to get him back down south.
Hopefully sooner than later. Be in that nice warm weather.
It's not nice and warm. No, well, it's 53, I guess. That is kind of warm.
No, that's better than 30 degrees, so.
Yeah, that is. Either way, I'm still going to stay in the house, though.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the cold. Give me 60s, 70s weather. I'm good.
Yeah,
once it gets under 50, I'm done.
At this point, give me 50s, but yeah, anything below 50, I'm just like, ain't about it.
That's facts. Now, let us go ahead and
back to Houston.
Dive into it.
Chargers gonna Chargers. That's what I said. And what happened? Yeah. Chargers.
They're gonna charge right through. No pun intended.
Yeah.
Right into Cancun.
Yep.
Yeah. No, literally.
Right
And
in
I
the
will
blink.
say I came away impressed and I came away very disappointed in some teams. Jim Harbaugh, I mean,
Jim
that's a
Harbaugh, not
team
Joe. There is no Joe Harbaugh.
That's it.
Not that I'm aware of, anyway. You
Jim,
said
that's it,
Joe,
that's
not
it.
Jimbo.
Oh, I said Jim. I said Jim. My bad. I mean, yeah, Jim Harbaugh.
You meant Jim. You said Joe. We know who you mean. We're just messing with you, Joe.
Oh, well, anyway. But yeah, man, I mean, I get it. Like, it's his first year, but I mean, I got to say, you got to give him time. I think in due time, he'll have it figured out for them. But I mean, dang, like, the Texans look way more experienced. And quite honestly, I mean, now you got the Texans heading into Kansas City. Oof. Hell of a task in front of you. Hell of a task. Now, the thing is because Mahomes did tell CJ Stroud he'd see him again in the playoffs. And CJ Stroud.
They are going to see them in the playoffs, but I don't know how that game's going to go.
I think we know how it's going to go. But for dramatic suspense, we have to ask these questions.
We know who the ref's that gonna. We know who the officiating ref is too. Apparently, it's some referee that's like refereed like the Chiefs for like 6 games.
Oh yeah, Chiefs definitely.
Yeah,
but because we have to ask these questions,
I feel bad for the Texans. So they always get beat up by the Chiefs. Remember that one year with Cosby and Hopkins? They went up 24 on them, and then they blew it.
Yeah, I remember that. It's every time because it's like that's the thing I hate about it for them getting that 4 seed as the AFC South champ. It's every time you always get dealt that card. You always have to. You're always gonna. You're gonna end up having to go to Kansas City or Buffalo. More than likely Kansas City, and it happens every year now. So best thing you can do.
Houston would have been Houston. I would say this. I think Houston could have beat Buffalo.
Oh yeah,
they're really good against the run.
Yeah.
Like I told you, Houston is second in the NFL against running backs. That's what it was. I was trying to remember what it was, the stat last week. They're 3.8 against running backs. Chiefs aren't very good at running the ball anyway with Pacheco and Kareem Hunt.
Mm-hmm.
Neither of them are like world beaters. So that's not the issue for the Texans. The issue is going to be, all right, what are you going to do? You're going to put Stingley on Kelsey? Or are you going to double team Kelsey, put Lassiter on... Lassiter is going to go on Worthy or Brown, whichever side they're on, and then you just have Stingley shadow whoever else. I don't know how that game plan is going to go for them, but they're going to double Kelsey probably because Kelsey in the playoffs is a different animal than Kelsey in the regular season. We know that.
Yeah. And it's crazy. It's like elements are going to play a factor in this too. I know a lot of people said last year the Dolphins wouldn't be affected by it, but it's like
Houston, I think, can do better in the cold.
I hope. We'll see.
CJ ain't like Tua. CJ played in the Big Ten. He threw in the snow.
Yeah. Now you got a point there.
The man played for Ohio State after all, so.
Right? Yeah.
Albeit now he didn't play very well against Michigan in the snow, but that's a different conversation.
Yeah.
That's a Jim Harbaugh defense, man.
Well, there's another Ohio State quarterback that played good in the snow, but, he only saw the field twice in the playoffs, and he's in Cancun now because we'll talk about that.
Yeah. All right. Well, the other one we had was the Saturday night game, which was, the Steelers facing off against the Ravens, and I'm going to just call it. I said he was going to be doing it. I said he was going to be doing it. I was like, I said it last week. I'm like, Ace is going to be smoking on that Russell Wilson pack, and he's going to be happy.
It was glorious. That first half, man. I mean, personal situation was horrible at that moment, but we'll talk about that off air. But watching that game and the place was like, oh, damn, that was crazy. I was like, it was like, I'm just happy Russell Wilson's stinking up the joint. playing
They
how I
should
thought he was gonna
something.
play, and then all his yards came because they went after Brandon Stevens, who sucks, and he didn't get safety out. Like the only times the Steelers moved the ball was when Baltimore didn't play too high, and they got
Yes.
one-on-ones with the corners, because that's the whole Russell Wilson offense. It's throw a deep ball and hope you come down with it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, because that's how it was in Seattle with Tyler Lockett and company.
And
And
Doug Baldwin made this man look decent.
yes, exactly. And now it's
Doug Baldwin
just
should be in the Hall of Fame. Let's be real. I'm gonna be kind of honest. He might take a while, but I think he should be in it.
I think he should be in it. There's people, dude, and then I mean they're gonna announce him here in a couple weeks too. The guys that did make it in. There's people saying, oh, Eli shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame because
Nah, Eli should.
Exactly, dude. Yeah, honestly,
Eli has a better Hall of Fame case than Russell Wilson by like 10 times better.
And you know what's funny? People are going to go so hard when the time comes, when Russell Wilson retires and he does his 5 years of waiting, people are going to go so hard for Russell Wilson to say he should be in. Just you watch. And they're talking about, you devalue.
And the year they won the Super Bowl wasn't because of him. It was the defense going crazy. And the Super Bowl they lost was because of him.
Exactly. Dude, and you know what's funny? I finally watched that interview with him and Beast Mode and what's his name? And Shannon Sharp. And dude, quite honestly,
I told you, guys don't like him.
Beast Mode he said a lot, man. Beast Mode, dude, he's gonna give it to you honest. But when I heard him say what he had to say, I was like, Russell Wilson's really a freaking douche.
Well, I told you this.
Blocked, I guess.
I told you Russ was full of himself. And then you heard the stuff saying Russ and Arthur Smith didn't get along because Arthur Smith wanted Fields never to get benched. And Mike Tomlin was pulling power moves for that whole thing.
Mm-hmm. I think part of it is, and I have a lot of love and respect. Well, not love and respect. I have a lot of respect for Sierra as for what she is in the music world.
You can say the first one too. It's not the end of the world if you say the first one. It's understandable.
But I'll say this. I think the fact of them being a power couple, I think that he feels entitled and a little too bougie for the moment. He's becoming
future.
He's becoming like Aaron Rodgers is. He's what?
He's raising futures kids.
That part. But I think he's becoming like what Aaron Rodgers is, man. He's becoming a little too cool for school. He's too cool. That's the problem, I think.
You don't see him in like commercials like you do with like Aaron Rodgers and like some of these other well-known.
I haven't seen Aaron Rodgers on a commercial in a minute. Since COVID, he hasn't been on a State Farm ad. It's just mostly been Mahomes.
Yeah. I remember that one with him and BJ Raji.
And what's crazy is that you look at what is it? The Watt brothers are doing commercials now, and you have the one Kelsey brother doing a commercial. So I feel like there's like some foreshadowing at some point when Travis, goes and retires off into the sunset. That's going to be the more money right there. He's going to go and be like, I'll just join my brother. Let's go do a podcast. Let's go. I mean, well, they already do
the podcast, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Now, the other game that took place Saturday afternoon, or really, Saturday, it was like Saturday afternoon, 1:00. That Buffalo-Denver game. Honestly, I would go. Denver just they don't have the horses yet.
Boy, I know Drunk said it, and he ain't wrong. All right, so he was kind of wrong, I should say, when he was going that Doc Rivers comp. Mike Tomlin is the Doc Rivers of the NFL, but Sean Payton's the the white Doc Rivers of the NFL. So basically, how do I say this? I'm trying to think.
I'm trying to wrap my head around that. But that's funny. Because I know who Doc Rivers is and stuff, but I was like, what? Okay, sorry.
Stopped and was like, okay, my bad. Keep going.
Yeah, keep going, because I want to hear what you have to say.
No, but it's like they do good in the regular season. They make all this noise. Everybody likes them. Media loves them, and then they always shit the bed in the playoffs.
Yeah,
they come out flat. every time the offense comes out flat and they choke it away.
I think they need more than just Marvin Mims and Cortland Sutton. Was it Cortland Sutton that was out there?
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
They need more.
They burned the bridge with Jerry Jeudy.
Right. And I don't think that's ever coming back. But I think
Jeudy broke out in Cleveland with Jameis, but Jameis not gonna be there next year. Probably be Cam Ward.
Yeah.
But with Broncos, yeah, I could see them taking a wide receiver. This class is deep at wide receiver for like a route runner that they can get to separate, get open easy, and catch the ball. To go opposite to Cortland Sutton, an X receiver, because they already got the X, and they got their playmaker. They just need a guy who can get open consistently and catch the ball, and the intermediate route. So, yeah, there's a lot of them. They're gonna hit that probably in the draft. Bo Nix was all right. But Champagne got to be better for them. Now, Buffalo, yeah, Joe Brady's going to get himself a head coaching job this year. Should be probably the Saints if they don't hire Marcus Freeman, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Yeah, Bills, James Cook, man. James Cook carried that game. I didn't want to hear nothing about Josh Allen having no help. James Cook has been a beast this year.
And it's funny you say that, too, because I looked at the numbers between, and thank God for getting this matchup this weekend. I looked at the numbers between Lamar and Josh Allen that Romo brought up during the broadcast. Lamar is dominating him in every facet.
Exactly.
I'm like, why is this MVP conversation even being talked about?
Voter fatigue. That's the only thing I can think of. Because Jokic should have won every MVP in the NBA since Giannis last won it. I want to say that was 21. So yeah, Jokic should have won the last like 3 or 4, right?
Yeah.
But he hasn't because they have to keep it interesting. That's why Joel Embiid got a Make-A-Wish MVP last year. That's what this is going to be with Josh Allen.
And honestly, you know what else? You know who needs to go back to Denver to help Denver secondary? Justin Simmons.
Simmons washed. He was not very good this year.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
I mean, he got torched by Bryce Young.
Stop it. Come on. Bryce was playing good, man. Bryce
playing good. But you
good.
know what I mean? Saying the point still stands.
Understandable. All right.
Yeah, my nose killing me.
Let's go on over. So here we are on the NFC side. So we can go ahead and
that should have been the Bucks. It should have been the Bucks.
Let's be real. No, it wasn't. Shoo.
Before we do that, pick up 4:00 game. It was the Eagles.
God, I felt
took down the Packers. I heard the Packers ran out of bodies.
It was out, bro. Once I heard and Jenkins got hurt, I was like, "Oh yeah, this is just gonna end horribly for the Packers." And sure enough, it went. One bad thing happened on the opening kickoff. The refs botched that so bad. I was like, "Yep, this game is wraps."
I mean, the opening kickoff for me, the tone was set on the opening kickoff. When Buddy got blasted in the chest, right, and it coughed it up, I was like, oh. And the energy you could feel inside that stadium, I was like, oh, Eagles got this. This might be a runaway. Maybe Green Bay can get emotional and get back into it. But opening kickoff set the tone. And I was like,
it just spiraled. Their defense was trying to keep them in it, but it just kept getting worse. Then I believe Romeo Doubs got hurt. Then Jaden Reed got hurt. And then you were down to the wide receiver 4, 5, and 6, and they're not very good.
Yeah. For me, honestly, I had a feeling Green Bay was in trouble because of the fact, Christian Watson tore his ACL. And then you found out Jalen Hurts was cleared to play. I was like, the Eagles are going to win this thing.
I thought Love could have worked some magic like he did for Dallas, but then I remembered it's Green Bay quarterbacks just own Dallas.
Yeah. Now, if this had been, I'm glad you said that. Did the NFL go back to the old playoff format?
The 16 one?
Yeah.
I think the 2 bye weeks are good. Like the 2 teams getting the bye week and only having 4 playoff games, 2 on each day, 1 AFC, 1 NFC, both days. I think that works out for itself. But I do kind of find sometimes the 7 teams make it a little more interesting. Or if they want, what they should do is make it, I believe, 8 teams each conference. Even though that makes it half the division makes it, half the conference makes it. But then you go top 2 seeds get a bye, and then you got the other 6. 3 games. No, that still doesn't work. I guess 3 teams get a bye.
That'd be like
the thing is, what was mentioned was ever since the new 17 playoff format's been introduced, the only 7 seed to win is Green Bay when they went to go play Dallas, ironically, of course. And it would be, I'm just saying, the Cowboys that lose to a 7 seed. Now, every other game that's been a 2 against a 7, the 2 seeds won every time. Me personally, I will say
on the other side of that, it's kind of like what was it? College football, right? The quarterfinals, whatever the first round, they were all blowouts. Yes. Because the talent difference between the 2 is just so different. Like the level of competition of the teams themselves are just different. The caliber. Same thing with the NFL between the 2 and 7.
Yeah. Yeah, man, you see, to me, it's like, unless it's the Cowboys at 2 seed, it's like we know who's going to win. Like, let's be honest. Because this is what someone said earlier, too. They were like, of course, the Cowboys would be the only 2 seed to lose to a 7 seed. Of course. So, I mean, my thing is, I don't know. Maybe it's because I grew up with the whole original format most of my life. So, I'm like, I kind of miss it because it's like, if you look at it, Detroit and Philly both, regardless, would have been playing at home this weekend. Based off
when did the 17 playoff come out? 2 years
2021.
Ago? Yeah, 3 years. Oh, this year will be the 4th year then.
Yes. So that was my whole spiel as far as that one. Now, Sunday Night Football. Honestly,
that was a good game. I really don't think the fumble changed a whole lot. What did change is everybody said, "Oh, Mr. Man got to cook." He went off in the first half. I wouldn't lie. Man had 2 catches the whole second half.
Roll coverage. I'm calling it. You roll coverage to that side of the field where he's on. Notify where he's at. Check with the safety. Slide the coverage to that side of the field. Problem solved. Now, I will say this. The Saints scheme benefited Lattimore a ton.
And what was that scheme?
Roll coverage. You had Chauncey. You had Lattimore. You had, what's the name of the one boy that missed the...
Boy, Chauncey was playing slot. That didn't help nothing. Marcus Williams is what you're thinking of.
Yeah, that's the dude.
Healthy scratch in Baltimore's playoff game.
Oh, wait, he still plays?
He got paid by Baltimore, and then he started off hot, and then he got hurt, and then he just fell off, and now he's terrible.
Yeah, that's usually what happens. Now, like I said, too,
Marshawn, I will say this with Marshawn. Marshawn did not play a whole lot this year because of them hamstrings. And this was his first game back for a minute.
Old age. Getting old.
He's only 27. It's just, I think he had a lot of rust in him. To go up right back off, going up against Mike. Yeah. Because he played good in the second half. He didn't get beat. I don't think they targeted or allowed any catch to him when Lattimore. Lattimore didn't even cover Evans a whole. Like, he had like a couple snaps and they didn't even bother throwing it Evans' way.
Honestly, it's funny because that's what a lot of people were calling for too. I mean, I get it. It's fans and stuff, but it's like, dude, if you see what's
Well,
going
Evans
on,
wasn't open.
that's true. He wasn't. He wasn't. And again, this is part of the adjusting in the second half. Who made the better second half adjustments? Commanders. They did.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you personally asked me, when you're backed up, what was it, on their 30 or inside the 35, why would you run a reverse like that?
They didn't run the reverse.
Yeah, they did. Jalen McMillan.
No, that wasn't a reverse. The center snapped that ball early. That was just a simple motion play.
I'm talking about the
different one.
Yeah. Now that play, to me, I was like, I kept saying, I was like, in my
I
head,
don't understand why teams run reverses. They never work.
They're not. If you execute them a certain way, they work. Like, if you're gonna do that, you can't do that under center. To me personally, because the game at this level is too fast for you, unless you absolutely are 100% sure it's gonna work and you've had no error with it. Now, obviously, there's some error with it. You gotta execute that better. That whole drive has to be executed better. You could have just continued to pound the rock with Bucky, utilize Rashad White. You could have done something. There's some short developed pass play to Cade Otton or something like that. You didn't need to run a reverse that far backed up. Now that play I do think is what did them in, because it's like you gave Jaden Daniels a short field, who, by the way, I think is the NFC's version of Lamar. Quite honestly, that's not the same kid I saw week one. That is not. That kid looked confident. That man was laughing and having a good time the whole time throughout that game. He seemed.
And now that you mentioned that, here's this funny one, right? Chicago Bears opportunity to draft CJ Stroud last year, right? They traded the pick to the Carolina Panthers, passed on him. This year, they had an opportunity to take Jaden Daniels. Took Caleb Williams, passed on Jaden Daniels. Oh, guess what? The Washington Commanders, Jaden Daniels, and the Houston Texans, CJ Stroud, both have more playoff wins than the Bears have had this decade.
Hey, that franchise does not make
change them franchises. Both guys changed both franchises. Meanwhile, the Bears are stuck on another head coach. Cycle continues. Caleb most sacked guy wasn't very great.
And it's funny you mentioned that, because it's like you have the Commanders who are under new ownership now. Magic Johnson's got a stake in that team. To me, honestly, I felt like they were like a couple years away, 2 years minimum, honestly, 3 years maximum. And I was like, if they don't do it then you got to blow this up and try again. But, dude, the last couple of games of the season, 5 out of their last 6 they won in the last 2 minutes of the game, including this playoff game that they just won. And then, dude,
that luck's gonna run out. That luck's gonna run out.
We'll see.
And bite him in the ass.
Somebody mentioned it too. It's funny you say that. The last time Detroit played a team similar to the skill set of Lamar Jackson,
Josh
they
Allen.
lost 38-6 to Baltimore.
Oh, I was gonna say they got killed by Buffalo. They lost to Buffalo. Didn't Detroit lose to Buffalo?
Yes, they did. They did. But you know what? Let me find it.
But they also did lose to Lamar last year, I think it was.
Let me see where it's at.
Yeah, last year they lost to Lamar, and this year they lost to Buffalo.
Where is it? Yeah, that was the one where Justin Tucker hit the field goal, right?
No. This game was in Baltimore, and Lamar had like 5 TDs, and he was dancing on them.
Mm-hmm. Correct. Oh my gosh.
He's all leaked. No.
It didn't pop up. I thought it was gonna pop up. What the heck happened?
Yeah, but back to these games. Yeah, this Washington Detroit game is gonna be closer than what I think it's being set as. I don't know what the exact spread is, but I think that game is gonna be closer than what most people think it's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a 1-score game.
1 score, 1 possession. It's going to be like the Bucks and the Washington is going to come down to who has the ball last and kicks the field goal.
I think this is the year Detroit wins it, but it's not going to be easy for them to get to the Super Bowl.
It's not.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you now, they're lucky Philadelphia is the 2 seed. Because if they had to go play outdoors in Philly, I don't know.
Well, they got home field, so they're good with that, but I'm just sometimes kind of skeptical on if Philly's offense can wake up, because the offense was not very good against Green Bay. And that D line for the Rams, man, they've been going crazy.
Now, if this game's close in the last 2 minutes and Washington has the ball, wrap it up.
I'm taking Washington at that point.
Yeah, wrap it up. Yo, you going Washington in this one?
Okay, let me say this. If this is a 1-score game, Washington's got the ball with 4 minutes left, Washington winning this game.
Yeah.
If it's like a field goal game. If it's a touchdown game, I'd still probably say Washington wins it. Detroit's got to be up 2 scores with 5 minutes left for me to say Detroit winning this game.
I'm with you. I follow.
Yep.
And now for this bottom one with the Rams right here. Dude.
I don't like the Rams. I'm taking Philly in this game. But the Rams on their usual BS somehow win another playoff game. I don't like it. But I don't like either team in that game, so I really can't complain about it. But
kudos to the Rams. It was emotional. That was an emotional win.
Yeah. I really it kind of annoyed me. What's up, drunk? I just saw this. What's up? What's up, man? The Dark Rivers of the NFL choked again. Are we shocked? Anyways, Rams. I did not like how they did it. You know what that was? Wildfires in California is why they moved this game, right? Who canceled all the insurance policies for the California for fires? State Farm. Where was that game held? State Farm Arena.
See, now you're getting the conspiracy and stuff.
No, I'm not, but so we opposite on this, drunk. I don't want. I'm biased picking this. I'm taking well, I do think Detroit wins, but barely. Even though it won't be a barely game if they win it. It'll be close because Washington closes it at the end, but it's still too much for them to overcome.
Yeah, I feel like this game might be one of those games where it's like Washington they give Detroit a scare, but it's also like they sound the alarm and let the NFC know that like we're here and we're going to be here for a while.
Who?
I think it's one for Washington.
Oh yeah.
I think that's what it is.
I was just like, all right, Jaden, I need you to get out of this game healthy. And if you do that, you're set for the next 10 years.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Damn it, drunk.
That's not the only evidence getting burnt down there, but
oh no,
that's not the only evidence getting burnt. Drunk, you killed JP. I hope you're proud of yourself.
Oh my god. Yo, hold up. Oh snap. Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy.
All right.
Dang.
Back to the Rams. Yeah, Eagles O-line is much better than Minnesota's O-line. Saquon's got to get going, and A.J. Brown's got to have a big game for them to win it. I think it's not going to be a situation like what we saw in Minnesota where LA's doubled Justin Jefferson and dared anybody else to beat them, and nobody else could because Sam Darnold was just getting sacked every time. I think Jalen's legs will keep the heat off of him, like Darnold couldn't do that. And Devontae Smith is a way better wide receiver too than Jordan Addison is. So Eagles got that covered.
This is another team that needs to stay the course. They are Washington and the Rams.
I mean, albeit it's because Houston played before Detroit played, but yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it like, oh wow, this vaunted NFC North has all these playoff teams, 3 playoff teams. 2 of them already gone. And they did not look good.
You know what part of it is though? It's like the Vikings and
they beat
Detroit
themselves up. This is how it went, right? They were all so good and they beat themselves up playing each other.
Mm-hmm.
They just come in wounded. Because Jordan Love was dinged up in the Bears game. He hurt his elbow. The Vikings were dinged up playing the Lions, and they got embarrassed while doing it.
Yep.
At least Detroit's getting a week rest to lick their wounds before they get into this gauntlet.
Yeah. And the crazy thing about it is that adds to my disappointment in Minnesota this year. 14-3, get bounced in the first round. The Vikings in the last 2 games outscored 58-18.
Ooh, this is a good one. I forgot about this. I didn't think of it this way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Daniil Hunter, a real one, though. He drives a 2012 midnight edition of the GTR. That's crazy. So I don't even see those on the road, really.
It's funny how those things come full circle.
Hey, Will Anderson and Daniil Hunter might be the best pass rushing duo in the league.
Yeah. And if they can get to Mahomes, look out.
The key for that game for Houston is if Daniil Hunter and Will Anderson in like the front 4, if you can get to Mahomes rushing 4 and just drop everybody back in coverage, you got a chance to beat Mahomes.
Well, and then also be mindful if you get a regular old sack on Mahomes too, just be aware that the penalty is coming out.
There might be a roughing the passer.
Yeah, even though he'll have the ball in his hands and he'll give himself up for the sack, he'll probably turn and look at Sean Hockley and be like, well, what are you going to do? And he'll probably just be like, oh, I got you. Don't worry. Oh, roughing the passer.
For that game, it's got to be if Stroud's got to play clean. He's got to have the best game of his career. And Stingley's got to steal one.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, let me go back to that one. Go back over that way. Yep, there it is. That bottom one.
Care about the games themselves now.
That bottom one, Lamar's got to just do you. Just do you. Don't make this about the MVP.
I'm not sure.
What's up?
I think Flowers might be back for the Ravens in that game.
Oh yeah, yeah, I believe it.
Yeah.
If you're Lamar though, don't. If you're really both of them, Lamar and Josh Allen, don't make this about the MVP award. Go out there and just play your style. If that means
I was gonna say if this is Lamar, man, if I was Lamar, I'd be saying, "Oh, y'all gonna say Josh Allen's got no help, and if it's not his fault if you lose, I'm gonna put this beat down on y'all so bad you're gonna have to say it's his fault because it's always my fault if I lose."
You know what would be so ironic is someone like Stephon Diggs watching this. If the Bills lose this, and he's just gonna be like, "See, I told you so." It's Josh. It came to fruition eventually. But quite honestly, I mean, even if Derrick Henry has to carry.
Hey, the Ravens were trolling in that second half. They turned it around, but they were trolling heavy in that second half. They got me worried for a minute there. I was like, bro, why are we playing single coverage, single safety on these guys? I mean, it sucks Diggs. If Diggs didn't tear his ACL, man, I would be very confident in taking Houston.
He just might. I'm telling you. I don't care if Derrick Henry has to carry it 30, 40 times in this game. You don't let this be about the MVP. The ring matters more.
Hey, they ran that ball 13 times straight down Mike Tomlin's throat. I was like, oh yeah, this is good.
Y'all think he gonna get traded? They kind of said he already gonna come back.
He will go back there.
I don't know.
I think I was seeing. I was like, you know what? This might be the dumb shit they actually do, and they bring in Aaron Rodgers.
Oh God, I hope not.
Devontae already said he want to play for him. Both of them going to Pittsburgh makes a little sense. Actually,
I saw someone say he might go to Minnesota too. I'm so sorry.
Oh, he's trying to go the far route.
He needs to retire. It's so stupid.
He does.
Like, dude, what?
No. I remember Hop and Reed on it. I don't remember Omen Wheat, but
I remember Justin Reed played safety. Yeah.
They replaced Honey Badger with him, I think. Oh wait, no, Honey Badger was in Houston too. I forgot.
Was he? Oh my gosh, dude.
He went from Arizona to Houston, then he went to Kansas City, and Justin Reed took his spot in Kansas City.
Honey Badger's about like Ed Reed, where like you forget Ed Reed played for the Texans and the Jets, and then you go back and you Google it, and you're like, dang, he really did. Like I forgot Honey Badger played for Houston for a short minute there. That's crazy. I've only ever known Honey Badger as a Chief and a Saint. I wonder where his next stop will be after he leaves the Saints. It's crazy.
I think he's gonna retire.
He should.
He got his ring. He's gonna just stay in home. Although he really should be playing a whole lot. He really isn't. Like outside of picks, he hasn't really been very good in run support at all.
Yeah. Which can
bring nobody catches up.
Go ahead. My bad.
No, we're good. Yeah. Man, I want Houston to win, but we know the Chiefs are going to get the refs to carry him.
I'm telling you, every time Daniil Hunter and Will Anderson get home, the flag is coming out. And you know it. You know it.
Unless Cincinnati would be in the playoffs right now if it wasn't for the refs versus calling a DPI on them for trying to play the ball, and he got there like a half a second early. Huh. That actually brings up to a good point of the AFC South. We'll talk about that after we finish the playoff talk. We doing picks for the playoffs now, or you want to talk about the other teams?
I mean, we can. We pretty much talked about all of them.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So y'all remember when Chris Ballard traded a first-round pick for Carson Wentz?
Mm-hmm.
You remember when he traded a third-round pick for Matt Ryan?
Mm-hmm.
You want to know who he just interviewed for his defensive coordinator position? Well, I guess Shane Steichen did, but still. But that's how the thing going with it. Guess who fits the mold of a old washed up buddy, a certain type quarterback, and Indiana has a how do I say this nicely without getting in trouble? A type.
Up, you know. Who did he interview? I'm trying to see now.
Dennis Allen.
Oh, I heard about that.
Guess where I'm going with this. Who you think Chris Ballard might be trading for this offseason?
Derek Carr. That's horrible. That's horrible. You need to go with Anthony Richardson. But I understand
Ravens winning 18-11. That's an odd score.
Yeah.
Scoregami.
Scoregami, but hey, I could see that honestly. I could see it be like an 18-3 game. Like Baltimore, I don't think Baltimore scores like only field goals. I think it'd be like some kind of weird scenario where they get like a 2 point somewhere.
Like
Baltimore's up 18-3, and then Buffalo goes touchdown, 2 point conversion, gets it to 7. And that's how you end up with 18-11.
That would, you know what, that would be fitting too, that the score would end like that. I feel
like the Ravens jump out early, right? They would go just run the ball, Derrick Henry already ripped the 80-yard run on them. Remember opening play the last time they played? Set the tone for that game. They're going to give it to Henry a lot this game.
You're going to have to.
I mean,
you're going to have to. Don't even.
You give Henry 25 carries minimum this game.
Yes.
Just give him the work. He already owns Buffalo.
That's why I say I don't care if Josh Allen throws 4 touchdown passes. If running the ball is going to beat them, run the ball. If this game ends where Lamar has 2 touchdown passes and Derrick Henry has 3 rushing TDs to Josh Allen's 4 passing TDs and that's it, look, that's 5 total versus 4. You go home a winner. So I mean, if that's what it takes, do it. And yeah,
I think Baltimore's understanding now. It's like it don't matter how you do it, just win the game.
Exactly. That's all you got to do. And Swaggy Boost 84 would probably agree with me when I say, this has the makings. Because again, it's been all the Ravens' 2 Super Bowls are 12 years apart. This has the makings of that type of Ravens Super Bowl run, where 2000, you look at it, the Ravens went through, and Swaggy Boost 84, correct me if I'm wrong, Ravens went through Tennessee and they went through the Raiders, and then you fast forward to 2012. They go through.
They beat Denver, Indianapolis, and New England.
Yeah, just to get there.
It's Indianapolis, Denver, New England.
Yes. Like, it has that.
That was Andrew Luck's rookie year.
Exactly. This is what that feels like. Because you're going to, after that first home game that you got through, you're going to be on the road from here on out. Unless Houston pulls off some miracle, but I don't foresee Houston winning. But I'm going with the Ravens this weekend. I like to see them get it done.
Yeah, I was saying this last week. 12 years, 28-year-old. Hopefully Lamar gets more than one, though. But, I mean, if Lamar gets one, I think he cemented himself in top 10 all time.
He said if he wins this one, he's going to change his number to number 1.
Ooh, I need it.
That's what he did, because he was saying, like, I think that's his first number he ever had when he was
back in high school. He had 1. I think he had 1 too.
Right, too?
No, he had 8.
I'm talking about like back in Little League and stuff. Like his parents made him pick 1 because they said like you're the best player on the field, nobody can touch you. So like that's why he said if he wins this, he's going back. He's going to that. So we're gonna see, and it would be nice to see a guy of Lamar Jackson's style win a Super Bowl.
Especially with all the crap the media says about him, he needs it.
Exactly.
I mean, I can't believe. I know, Colin, you passed up on the Joyful Project. You didn't get into the group project with Joy, but you went and you still came into the building, and you still came in with your pants down. I don't know what you were saying Sam Darnold over Lamar.
That's crazy.
I can't believe he said that.
That's
can't
crazy.
believe he said Sam Darnold over Lamar.
That's crazy.
In the playoffs. Man, that's just bad.
But it's just, for me, it's like, yeah, I look at it and I'm like, I would, and again, going back to that Club Shay interview with Marshawn, it was like, what Marshawn said was simply put as, I'm going to read this in a second, but like what Marshawn said was simply just like, I think part of it was the NFL didn't want Marshawn to get that ball in that Super Bowl because they said they didn't want someone that looks like that to be the face of the league.
Oh, you heard that one? I remember that. And I also remember this happened before the Shay interview. They had said Seattle made the call saying they didn't want Marshawn to win the Super Bowl. They wanted Russ because of the face of the franchise. Well, also the same thing, too, of what you said, especially with Marshawn, how his thing is. They didn't want that to be the winner. They wanted Russ to win it. And we know how that ended.
Exactly.
But
in all seriousness, it should be great.
I can see it. I think the key for Baltimore to win this game is stop James Cook. You stop James Cook, you make that offense one-dimensional, and you make these wide receivers try to beat you.
Yeah.
And You let Humphrey cook in the middle on Shakir. See if he holds up. You go. You go to your rookie and you say, Nate Wiggins, I'm gonna need you to clamp your whole side of the field, and you roll not either Kyle Hamilton or I'm forgetting the other safety's name. If you roll the free safety over Brandon Stevens. It's not Marcus Williams anymore, but they benched him. They put somebody else. It's Kyle Hamilton's partner. Anyway, you roll that safety over to Brandon Stevens' side because you know they're gonna target Brandon Stevens a lot because he's terrible. Watch staff, special teams. I can see it.
Yeah,
I can see it.
Eddie Jackson, I think you're talking about.
He's
or Darius Washington.
Darius Washington, that's who it is.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been playing good. That's the key for Baltimore right there. You put Washington over with Brandon Stevens, and you tell Marlon and Nate Wiggins, you guys clamp up. And what Roquan Hunt, James Cook.
Yes.
And Josh Allen.
Patrick Queen's the other linebacker in that middle, right?
Patrick Quinn's in Pittsburgh.
Oh snap! I'm tripping. I knew they had 2 star linebackers. I remember they had Tyus
No, it's Cal Van Noy.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Hey, Van Noy been cooking, man.
Try and get that last ring before he retires.
Hey, he a dog.
League a minute. That man's been in the league for a hot minute now. But all right, Mr. Sasser, you didn't give your picks here, so we need to hear from you.
Yes. I'm going to go with Chiefs and Ravens.
Okay. And then how about for the NFC side?
And for the NFC side, I'm going to say Detroit and Philly.
Okay. I can vibe with it.
Hey, let's go, Swaggy. Also a Celtics fan? Hell yeah.
Ew.
But
Ravens are chill. I don't like the Celtics.
Well, that Celtics 2008 Celtics was different though.
Yeah.
That was a different Celtics. Way different. That was like the Celtics I grew up with.
I'm going to take Houston, Baltimore, Detroit, and Philly.
Houston, Baltimore, Detroit, and Philly. See, we're all reading each other's minds here because I'm taking the same.
This is going to end horrible for us, isn't it?
I mean, you got to think about it. We still have 3 other people that got to make picks and stuff too.
I'm bad at NFL, but college. I mean, I feel like I'm the prediction master at college. Like I just know.
Now, one last thing here too before we move on to head coaches and stuff that are getting linked to certain places. This is what we've found out recently and this goes to show what, like Ace said, how boring the other playoff games were compared to that Sunday night game. The Commanders and Bucks game had 29 million viewers, and the Week 18 Vikings-Lions game had 28.5 million, which was the most consecutive.
You good, Swaggy. We did that already. We said Washington is gonna. If Washington has this ball and it's a 1-score game under 4 minutes, I'll take Washington win it. But Detroit just probably is going to be hard for that secondary to keep up with Amon-Ra, Tim Patrick, and JMO.
Mm-hmm.
And Laporta. I just feel like there's a lot for them to deal with. Philly, I think Philly is just a different breed than what Minnesota is. Minnesota didn't have – Sam Darnold can't move like Jalen Hurts to get out of the pressures that Rams front four can give him. And Devontae Smith's a way better wide receiver, too, than what Jordan Addison is when they double team AJ Brown.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah.
Back to this.
This goes to show you how exciting that game was and how much better it was than all the other games between Saturday and Monday night. And I will say this too. You do my little spiel for my coach before Ace does his spiel for who should be the next head coach in New Orleans. I will say, a lot of people giving Todd Bowles flack and stuff for everything and whatnot and all that, and that's fine and dandy. From what it sounds like, yes, I think he's coming back. I think the advantage the Bucs have for next season is the guy in the GM chair, who's been honestly hitting home runs since 2020. I will say, I think he's going to build that roster to be a contender for the next 2-3 years. And next year's gut check for Todd Bowles. Now, if Todd Bowles doesn't do what he's supposed to do with this roster next year, you're going to see a change.
Yeah.
You're going to see a change.
Yeah, definitely. If not after this season, definitely next season for sure.
Yeah.
Whether if it's midway through the season, like if the GM just says, hey, you don't even have it's like week 8 and you only have 4 wins, and you're like,
well, the thing is the Glazers don't really fire people mid-season. They let things ride out. They're not known to do that. The only time where they really
I know they fired mid-season.
No, did they?
I thought they did. Or did they fire? They either fired Shiano or they fired Raheem mid-season. I don't think they fired Raheem mid-season. I think it was Shiano mid-season.
Let's see. Buccaneers fired Greg Schiano after following a 4-12 finish.
Oh, so they fired him in the offseason? I know they fired somebody once.
Let's see. Right back. I'm going to get a refill on my drink.
They fired Raheem Morris, who went 17-13, including a 10-6 mark in 2010. So, yeah. No, I'm telling you, Glazers, they fire people at the end of the season. They, now, I do remember.
I don't think the Saints ever fired anybody mid-season until Dennis Allen, because we all know how that went. And the locker room gave up on him. If Todd Bowles loses the locker room, then they'll have to do it.
And that's the thing that's keeping him around.
He doesn't look like he's in danger of that. Because Dennis Allen lost the locker room when he apologized to the Falcons after Jameis went and gave what's his name? Jamal Williams the touchdown, remember?
Yeah.
And then he got mad at Jameis for that. That's when Dennis Allen lost the locker room. Mm-hmm. Todd Bowles don't look like he's in danger of that yet, though.
He's not. The guys in that locker room love playing for him, and he has a reputation.
But I think he might retire, though.
That's where I'm leaning to. I think
I was watching that press conference thing, and he just he doesn't feel like he's all there right now mentally.
He's got a kid that just recently committed to Michigan. And plus it's like, dude, it's like Bruce Arians used to say, you don't get, for those of you that might be watching, those of you that have children, I mean, when you have kids, you don't get that time with them back. You don't. So it's like, my son is he's going to be a freshman in college. He's at the University of Michigan. These are some of the best years of his life. I need to be there to see that. That's what I could see happening, is him stepping away from the game and retiring for a little while to be there for his kid and stuff. Because that's just, like I said, just like Bruce Arians, that's the main thing right there. That's how they built the principles of what they teach.
Yeah, so, I feel like a lot of the middle-aged or even older head coaches, I feel like that's what happens, because it's like you look at oh, look at my grandkids, or oh, look at my kids, they're in college. Like
Pete Carroll never heard that though. Pete Carroll says he's gonna still coach.
Yeah, that's what happens when you coach out in LA.
Yeah, shoot.
Plus, I mean, the man took his shirt off to greet DK Metcalf. He was like, "You look good with your shirt off, so I'm gonna take my shirt off." All right, Ace. So
I'm really confused to see. I'm curious to see who Chicago's hires. I can see him doing Mike McCarthy though, just for me. It just feels like something Chicago will do.
What would that mean for Green Bay to see him twice a year?
Nothing. Green Bay will still own him.
Yeah, that's true. But man, honestly, I'm trying to figure this out, man. Who New Orleans going to hire, man? Is it going to be Kellen Moore, like your boy Trey?
No, not Kellen Moore. I do not. No, we're not doing that. Kellen Moore is probably not even top 5 on the wish list. The wish list goes as follows: Aaron Glenn 1, Marcus Freeman 2, Joe Brady 3. That's it. That's it, bro. No, and Liam Coleman if he comes out, but I don't think he's gonna do it.
Because my thing is, your boy Trey's stepping like it's about to be.
He's pushing this Kellen Moore thing, but I'm like, Kellen Moore is a known playoff choke artist.
That's true. He is. I mean, Honestly,
Like,
my
the
thing
Philly
is,
offense against Green Bay was not good.
I'll say this. It's certain players like Cam Jordan who I think are holding up the process because my thing is, you're old. This is God trying to hold my tongue. You're old and your best days are behind you. You're holding up the number 94 for somebody that's younger, that's probably more durable, that needs to go in there and be part of the system. They need new blood. The Saints need new blood. They don't have it.
Well, new blood needs to come first at the quarterback position. The
That's
new
true.
blood needs to come. Well, they need an X wide receiver in the draft. I don't know if you can convince Mecca Egbuka to do it or Jaden Higgins, but those are probably two best bets if Ted McMillan doesn't fall to 9. What else is there? They need a new corner. Yeah, I don't think Alante is the outside answer. I mean, unless you sign a Debo back and hope he bounces back from a broken leg and Kool-Aid develops more than what he was this year. You need safeties, you need linebacker, you need a whole new defensive line. They need new everything.
Like I said, get somebody new in the number 94. He's taking up space.
No, I don't think he's going to get his jersey retired, but he's going to go in the Ring of Honor anyway.
Oh, yeah, no, he will. He will. That's for sure. Now, here's the other one
And
that
it'll
was
kind of be
interesting.
like Drew, where no one's going to take the number 9 for a while. Nobody's taking 94 for a while either.
I give up 94 before I give up 9. I know that much. I say that. But the other messed up thing that happened this week was you had Mike McCarthy trying to interview for the Bears job, got blocked because Jerry Jones said, oh, well, we haven't made a decision yet. Then they make a decision, decide not to bring him back. And so kind of did that man a little dirty. Dallas, you deserve everything you get that is going to follow this. Just like you deserve everything you got after not bringing in Derrick Henry, who wanted to come to the Cowboys. So they went and talked to Dion. Mutual interests. But
they said it's a solo job from Jerry Jones. Yeah, that's going to end well.
My thing is, would Prime leave Boulder?
He is boys with Jerry. If Jerry gets enough money, I think he would.
Yeah. I mean, you got to think, like, Jerry did at one point make him the highest paid corner. I think it was $35 million at the time for his services. So
and if Dion go there, it would not shock me if they say, all right, Dak, you're going to Tennessee. We're going to give Tennessee 2 more first-round picks, their current pick and next year's first-round pick, and a second-round pick. Slide on up to number 1. Shedeur Sanders, you are the next quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
Exactly. And probably at some point in the 3rd or 4th round, Shiloh.
Shiloh should be undrafted, but yeah, Shiloh.
He should go actually above. He should go above Quinn Ewers, his pick. Personally,
that's an interesting one too.
I don't know because like where Quinn sits at in his pick, like I feel like Shedeur should sit above.
I think Quinn Ewers is a 4th round quarterback, to be honest.
He's either 3rd or 4th round.
Quinn Ewers should be going back to school, but transferring somewhere.
That's also true as well. Which I thought Quinn Ewers probably would have went to North Carolina with Belichick. But
I'm shocked he didn't, but Quinn got to transfer. Carson Beck going down to Miami if he wants. He can go to Georgia.
Yeah. It's one big puzzle.
But it'd be interesting to see what happens with him. I don't think he goes out. Now, if Drew Auer's smart, Drew Auer should declare because Drew Auer will go top 3 because the Giants will take him at 3.
And they would be stupid to do so.
I say the Giants better beg he goes 3 because Cam Ward's going 2 if Shedeur goes 1. And the Giants need a quarterback.
Yes.
And Jalen Milroe, we know that he ain't going top 3.
Oh, no.
If Drew Auer could redo it, Drew Auer should just take confiscate every single version of that tape from that game he could find and just burn it all, because he probably could have gone top 3 without it, but that game was so rough. But he probably will stay in Penn State because both Penn State running backs are coming back.
True.
Sadly.
True. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I
it wouldn't shock me now if Jackson Dart somehow sneaks into the top 3.
I did see something that stated Dion was probably going to come back to Colorado. Because the thing is you see all these videos where Dion's basically laying down the law of the land about like how we're going to conduct ourselves from, January going forward and stuff and everything, and like how we will impact your NIL and stuff if you're not in class doing this, that, and the other. So it kind of gives the hint that, I think he is staying in Boulder, which, I mean, now it's like if he stays, Dallas, you're in a tight spot, because the only person that I think Ben Johnson's going to the Raiders. I think Aaron Glenn said the one team he wants to coach is the Jets. Although
there's a reason for that.
I heard about that.
You saw what Trey said. Trey's right. That is exactly why Saints aren't number 1. The Saints were in a sham interview session. They had a fake interview process. That whole interview search was a fake. And they just did Aaron Glenn and Eric Bieniemy for Rooney Rule.
See, you can't be doing stuff like that, and that's why I'm glad he turned down the Patriots' request to interview, because you already saw what they did to Byron Leftwich and
Pep Hamilton.
Yeah, Pep Hamilton, because it's like, okay, you're just interviewing those guys. Byron Leftwich hasn't been in the NFL since 2021 or 2022. You're interviewing these guys just to fill that Rooney role. You're not slick. We knew you weren't going to hire them, and that's why I'm glad Aaron Glenn turned them down. So, I mean, honestly, me personally, I thought Aaron Glenn would have been more of a fit in Jacksonville, and then let Rex Ryan run back up to New York with the Jets. That's how I thought it was going to go. But, hey, I mean, if you're the Cowboys, your search is getting smaller and smaller. So, I mean, I think if the Cowboys are going to try to save themselves.
I see why he wants the Jets, too. They got a lot of young talent on that defense.
They do. And he played there.
Mm-hmm.
He played there. Probably the Cowboys.
Jacksonville hires.
I'm curious, too. I feel they did request a second interview from William Cohen.
I can see that. I can see him being in the Jags hire if they could pry him out of there.
Yeah. Now, we'll see what happens. So it's going to be an interesting couple of weeks.
But I will say this is a perfect transition point to college football. If Marcus Freeman does it, he's going to get an NFL job, I think. Or he should get an NFL job.
I think so, too. Now, I will say this. I'm going to tell it to you like Cam Newton said. Because a lot of people are talking about Dion to Dallas. I'm like Cam. Dion should go to Florida State. If Mike Norvell doesn't deliver this year, Dion should go to Florida State.
I think they burned that bridge all the way, though. I said this, and y'all said they burned the bridge. I'm not sure.
You can fix things. Things can be fixed with a simple "I'm sorry" or a simple, you know what, hey, we messed up. Let's try this again. Things can be fixed. Now, again, how stained is the relationship? We don't know. But
I think Dion would rather go for the NFL money than, I guess, Florida State. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I just feel like if you go to Dallas with Shadur, that's going to piss off some NFL guys in the locker room because no one's going to take Shadur serious.
I only say you should go to Florida State because it's like you basically put your footprint back in Tallahassee. You're basically right back in the state of Florida. You have all these resources you can reach out to from Texas all the way back to Jacksonville and all the way up to Tennessee and all the way back down south to Miami. And it's like you put Dion right there in the middle of SEC country. Who's going to stop him? And he can get the NIL. Who's going to stop them? And Florida State are getting the playoff.
Ooh, buddy.
That's my only thing. But I do agree with you, though. Yes, Marcus Freeman, if he does this Monday night, becomes the first.
I think he should get it despite that. Or despite win or lose, I think he should still get it.
Yeah. Honestly, that's who I think should be the head coach. I don't want to ruin him and say he should be the head coach of the Bears, but I mean,
He needs to be the head coach of the Saints.
Y'all remember what I said at the start of the college football playoffs? I wish I could do like a little edit and like rewind back to an episode or something, but I said Ohio State was going to win it all, and I'm still saying
I said that too. I mean, ain't nothing special about that.
no, Ohio State, man,
they got dogs.
If they score 21 points in the first quarter, it's game over. But if the score is like 17-14, they're out like 3.5 quarters or close to the fourth quarter, it's just going to come down to the wire at that point.
I'm just going to say it like this. Black man, I'm rooting for you. Let's go.
Yeah.
Bring it home.
No, I'm still rooting for. I would like to see the Fighting Irish win, but I think
I am at the point where I honestly
away.
don't care who wins. I'd be happy if I had the team won it. I'm not mad if I had the team won it or lost it. It's not going to be like if it was like Texas, Notre Dame, I'm taking Notre Dame. But it's, or like Ohio State, Penn State, I would take Ohio State, right? But it's like Ohio State, Notre Dame, you're like, ooh, I don't know what I'm taking.
Yeah.
I just knew, honestly, if James Franklin had gotten past, where is it at? Let me I gotta find it.
If James Franklin beat Marcus Freeman, he's losing to Ryan Day anyway.
Oh yeah, big time. That's what I was thinking. I was like, man, if that man gets past this first round, and he's not beating neither Texas or Ohio State. If Penn State wins, I'm like, the winner of this game is going to win the whole thing. That's what I was saying. Now, Marcus Freeman in there, it gets a little more interesting. Gets a little more exciting. So
I do think that Notre Dame offense is very suspect, though. The defense is legit. Don't get me wrong. It's the offense that's the suspect part. They can make if they get a broken play, then they can make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not going to go rack up a 11-play drive down the field to impose their will.
No, they're really good with clock management, though. That's about it.
Yeah,
they are. Ooh, that's good. That's good right there. Oh, here we go. Yep. Speaking of, oh dang, that's not what I wanted. Speaking of your boy, James Franklin, here you go. It's the numbers. That's the numbers. 5-6 in bowl games, 1-10 against Ohio State, 3-7 against Michigan.
Yeah, whatever. Penn State jokes. Notre Dame got. I want to say Notre Dame got this, but then you got to remember Ohio State just beat down. Well, they didn't beat down Texas, but
it was more so.
The defense showed up for them when they needed the plays, just like how Notre Dame makes the plays on defense when they need to.
Mm-hmm.
But the offense has clutch moments when they have to have it. And Notre Dame is
Texas just went straight up. I don't know what happened to Texas on the goal line. You get that close.
Sarkisian screwed that up. That wasn't even Quinn. Quinn rolling left on 3rd and goal was stupid. He should have rolled right. Like, the play should have been designed for him to go right, not left. Because he's a right-handed quarterback. I don't know why you tried having him go left. But on the 2nd and goal, running a pitch out on the 1.
A toss.
Yeah, a toss on the 1 is just stupid. It's just straight up stupid.
I didn't get that, man. And you see everybody still scratching their head from that still to this day, man. It's crazy. I don't get it, man. There's nothing else you can get more creative and do in that scenario because I'm thinking there's a couple things in my mind you could have done.
QB sneak. Whatever happened to that? You're on the 1 yard line. Just QB sneak it. Just QB
Tush
sneak
push. Your big bad Texas. Use the tush push and push it up in there.
QB sneak. Yeah, tush push QB sneak. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like Washington,
I know.
right? Against the Bucks. The first time they were like first and goal on like the 5 or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But however it went, right? You would think they would run it with Jaden Daniels once. Like, what are we doing? You got a big mobile quarterback. Use them. Hell, I mean, Texas, if you had no ego, you could have stuck Archie Manning in there on a read option play.
Honestly,
just make Notre Dame think, and you got it.
Very, very close source.
Or Ohio State, I mean.
I agree.
A very close source of mine told me something about a lot of these college coordinators and head coaches and stuff, man. You'd be surprised how tight their what's get when push comes to shove in these close games. You'd be surprised.
You would swear
like the simplest decision. What?
Nothing.
Oh, yeah. But the simplest decision becomes an unsolvable equation for them, and it's crazy. So
what's this? Is this like the
attendance?
Attendance?
Yeah. So these are the top 15 attended bowl games this season. So as you can see,
God damn,
Snoop Dogg's bowl game made it, man. Snoop's bowl game made it. Oh, shizzle.
We had Snoop Dogg, but we didn't have P. Diddy Bowl. I'm kidding, sorry, no.
See, was that necessary, sir? Was that necessary, sir? This is what we do. Oh my goodness. After that, the Sun Bowl, Gasparilla Bowl, of course, because given who played in it.
We need the Angela Ball Bowl.
Oh. You're going to make me play it. I'm not going to play it. I'm not going to play it. I promise I'm not going to play it.
Ooh.
Next, you had the Cheez-It Bowl, which was it was a good game. South Carolina and Illinois.
Hey, Reliant Quest Bowl, top 10.
Honestly, dude, being there.
They're in the monsoon.
Yeah, in a monsoon, dude. It was impressive.
Were you guys there for that or no?
I was there. I had a good time, man.
So you were there in that monsoon?
Yes. That's where that game right there, number 9, told me, I'm like, dude, Alabama's not Alabama anymore. Something's off. In the first non-10-win season at Alabama since since Saban's first season, I think.
His first season without Saban,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is,
I do think though you gotta let Kalen DeBoer build his program. It can't just happen in 1 year.
Yeah.
You do. And honestly, that's
I will say guys who come in and are competing with a top program in 1 or 2 years. So next year, I think you got to do it.
Because
I think I remember when you guys said it last week. It was like Jalen Milroe is just not the guy for, but he was the guy, but he's not the guy for Alabama.
Yeah, I don't honestly. Same deal last year too. It was like the system. I'm not gonna say the system wasn't friendly to him these past 2 years, but it just seemed like it's like the film was out, and when the film got out, it was just it's a wrap. Now, funny thing was, I was telling a Florida State fan because they were like, "I have no faith in Mike Norvell." I told him, I was like, dude, honestly, based off of what I saw from Alabama, shoot, you might beat Alabama August 30th when they come to Tallahassee. You just might. You never know.
A wonky, weird score like 18-11 or something. I don't know. Hey, who knows?
It might be.
Yeah.
Who knows? Both teams are kind of reeling and stuff. But let's see. Yeah, Sugar Bowl 8th. No surprise there. Well, granted, give or take what happened afterwards, and the fact that some people didn't even make it. I think that game, if that game had been played when it was supposed to be played, it would have been 60,000. But I think that terrorist attack kind of affected that game. But still, nevertheless, top 10. Could have probably been top 5. Texas Bowl, LSU and Baylor, 59,000. Fiesta Bowl did its job. Coach Prime, Valero Alamo Bowl, 264,261.
I thought they lost that game.
They did, but they brought the crowd. Them and BYU. And then, of course, both semifinal games and 2 quarterfinal games both round out the top 4. This is the first time that we've kept track of this, where the Celebration Bowl did not make the top 15.
Well,
I know. And then it's funny because people will tell us in the comment section, some jack off in the comment section will tell us, oh, well, you better go put a fund together for Willie Simmons to come back. Yeah, okay, got it. Okay, thank you. Perfect. Can't wait to break down the 2025 schedule and say my thoughts and opinions still. But
I don't know. FAMU's still in a rough spot.
They are.
I don't know. I'm not entirely sold on Colsey.
You and a lot of people.
I don't know. It's just me. I like when I say I'm not sold on him. It's more than just him.
No, don't. Like I said, dude, it's you and a lot of people. You are not alone when you say that statement. But yeah.
I mean, yeah, these are some interesting bowls. Not surprised. I feel like the Sugar Bowl without what happened, I think that would have been probably top 5.
Oh yeah, definitely. It was unfortunate.
Yeah, right about Valero and Fiesta.
It would. I think the Valero Alamo Bowl would have been 6. Fiesta would have been 7, and so on and so forth. I think in that 5 spot, Sugar Bowl definitely would have landed there. But it's unfortunate, honestly. But again, we'll see how it unfolds next year. I've also got some other numbers and stuff for y'all. Or not numbers, but I have the slate.
This air is blowing right on my head.
Why is the air blowing right on your head?
The vent just comes straight here, and I'm freezing my behind off.
Okay. But there's your week 1 slate for next season. Again, I can't make a pick right now because it's too soon to tell. But you got the MEAC SWAC Challenge. You got Auburn at Baylor. Georgia Tech travels to Boulder. FAMU plays South Alabama. Alabama comes to Tallahassee, I think, for the first time ever. Notre Dame opens the season in Miami. Will they have Marcus Freeman? Who knows? You got Texas and Ohio State in the shoe. You got LSU and Clemson. I think that's in Death Valley. Or the Battle of the Real Death Valley. Tennessee and Syracuse is in Atlanta. And then you got South Carolina and Virginia Tech.
Those are good matchups. I mean, I feel like there's some that I could make just assumptions and feel like, Colorado and I don't know.
Arch Manning's time debut in Ohio State. Oof. Against Ohio State, it's gonna be rough.
Yeah. Now you got to think too. Ohio State won't have Jack Sawyer. I don't think they'll have Judkins. I don't think they'll lose to the draft.
They're not gonna have. They're not gonna have Egbuka. They're not gonna have Howard. They're not gonna have Judkins, Henderson, Tuamaloa, and a couple other guys.
Yeah. And then of course for Texas, I mean, Isaiah Bond's leaving. Along with a couple other guys, of course. I mean, I think Sark has a plan, I'm sure. For Miami, I mean, that's if you're Carson Beck, that's a heck of a first game. At least you get Miami. At least you get Notre Dame at home.
It's gonna be a really good game.
And then we'll see what Florida State's been quietly doing this whole time and what Kalen DeBoer is rolling
Carson
out
Beck
with.
will be a fifth-round pick next year. He's on the Spencer Rattler type career arc.
Low-key, wouldn't shock me.
And I mean, now that I say Spencer Rattler, by the way, for the Saints, y'all better not be thinking of not adding anybody to the quarterback room because you have Carr and Rattler. Rattler has not shown anything to say you cannot bring anybody into that room to beat him out.
I'll say
Looking at
it's
the
like,
Mr. Man number 2 in Pittsburgh.
it's like your boy Trey said. Every team in the division has a franchise guy. Saints need to go find
Except
the
one. I said every team in the division has a franchise guy except one team.
The Saints?
Saints
Yeah.
don't have a franchise guy.
Yeah, and they got to go find their franchise guy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that Georgia Tech Colorado game, I'm curious to see what they look like if Dion stays. What it'll look like without Shador, Shiloh, and Travis Hunter and company. So we'll see. I mean, that first game, North Carolina Central, I'm curious to see what it's going to look like for them. They just lost their offensive line coach who comes over to FAMU. I mean, he's improved every stop he's been at. He's improved the sack rate of quarterbacks that his offensive line is protecting. So we'll see what happens with Trey Oliver's squad there, and we'll see if Southern can come out of the shadows and not be a middle of the pack SWAC West team. Although I'll probably go with Central to start that game or start the season off. But this will be interesting. I like the slate, honestly, week 1.
That's
good.
good.
Slate.
Good matchup.
It
Interesting matchup, especially the FSU Alabama. That's just like what?
Yeah, and next year they play each other in Tuscaloosa.
Oh, that's gonna be even rougher.
I wonder
Question
who's
is-
going to be Alabama's quarterback
Good
week
luck,
1. Or,
Godspeed.
I wonder who's
Yeah,
going to be
no.
both starting quarterbacks in them games.
Yeah,
Nice. I'm like you. I'm wondering the same thing. Well, Thomas Castellanos is going to be the starting quarterback for Florida State.
Oh, the dude from
Alabama?
Boston College, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. And I think they just had another guy committed to Florida State.
They got Antonio Cromartie's son. Because Cromartie went there. Cromartie's a Tallahassee guy, so
Cromartie's son plays quarterback?
or a corner.
Oh, I was about to say, I was like, I don't think his son plays quarter.
Yeah, no.
Ooh, I'm freezing.
Who, me?
I'm freezing.
Oh.
Get yourself a blanket.
Get yourself a sweatshirt, man.
Sweatshirt, yeah. Get
I don't know why
comfy.
the air condition is on. It is literally 52 degrees outside. I don't know why it's on. I'm freezing my behind off.
It's when you go and change the temperature.
That's on the other side. I ain't going all the way out there.
But yeah, I mean, it's who knows? I mean, honestly, looking at it, I mean, the question really with the Florida State Alabama game is, will Mike Norvell be the head coach in 2026 when they play again, and will Kalen DeBoer be the head coach in 2026? You got two fan bases though.
What Florida State start out 0-4?
Man, I'm telling you.
He
I'm
gone.
telling you.
He gone.
I'm telling you.
All right. Let's drop our
Nice.
natty picks and college and hot topics. I'm cold.
I'm going
Hot
Notre Dame.
topics, because, yeah.
I'll probably be wrong, but I'm going Notre Dame. I want to see Marcus Freeman make history, man.
Man, you know what?
Now don't let me influence you. Make your own pick.
I want both teams to win. I have reasons to take both teams.
I'm with you. Like I think both. I don't know. It's going to be such a close battle. It's going to be time of possession.
Ohio State.
So they're going to come down to time of possession. Who has the ball last?
My God, Mom gonna have to forgive me. I'm taking Ohio State, but she taught at Ohio State too. So I mean, it's fine.
Your mom taught at Ohio State?
I said, God, Mom. She teaches at Notre Dame now.
Oh, dang! Still, that's big, dude. That's
Mom, Dad, if you're watching this, please forgive me. I'm going to say Ohio State.
Oh my God.
Growing up, I mean, because that's the thing. Growing up, I had an affiliation that I just despised Ohio State.
I mean, that's
I just
okay. I mean,
despise
honestly, I mean,
the
for
fan
me,
base,
it's like,
the fan base, everything about Ohio State.
I'm gonna die. This is hilarious that Ohio State's quarterbacks when they won natties were JT Barrett and Will Howard. When you had Justin Fields and CJ Stroud and Dwayne Haskins go through, that's just hilarious.
wild, literally.
But then again, Mac Jones won a natty too, so that's why I'm taking Ohio State. It's always a mid one. You know what I mean?
Well, Riley Leonard better be ready for Jack Sawyer. That's all I can say. But I'm going Notre Dame. I'm sticking to Notre Dame, man.
Marcus Freeman, you better show up. I don't care. I don't even care if I'm wrong in the picks. I would want Marcus Freeman to win this game too.
I think
And it's
But
on MLK Day.
Well, there's another. We'll talk about that off.
I really feel like that defensive fighting narrative is going to come through though.
It's on MLK Day. If you're Marcus Freeman, you got to win on MLK Day.
He needs to win. You know what? Given what else is happening on MLK Day, yeah, give me Marcus Freeman in this game, damn it.
You said give you Notre Dame?
Actually,
Give me
Notre
Notre
Dame. They
Dame.
got a big old whack job come out from Notre Dame. So you know what? Give me Ohio State back.
Okay. Okay.
I'll stick with Ohio State. I don't know who's winning this game. I want Marcus Freeman to win it, but I think Ohio State wins it. So biasly, I think it's Notre Dame, but objectively, I think it's Ohio State.
QB wise, I would say Will Howard over Riley Leonard. But
Yeah.
if I
Will Howard,
yeah.
Okay.
If it was
Going through
coaches,
it.
Marcus Freeman, yes.
Yeah. Head coach. We're gonna do the same way we did, I guess, the other game, right? Head coach, Marcus Freeman. Quarterback, Will Howard. Running backs, Quinshawn Judkins and Travion Henderson.
Yep.
Wide receivers, Ohio State, obviously. Tight end, Notre Dame. Offensive line, Notre Dame. Defensive line, Notre Dame. DBs tie because Ohio State got dogs in that secondary. So does Notre Dame. Special teams, I would say Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Old school coach.
Oh, I didn't do linebackers. Linebackers, Ohio
State.
State.
Old school coaches. Lou Holtz. Because Lou Holtz and Ryan Day still have beef. But I really want Lou Holtz to be the honorary captain and walk out there with them. Because my God, how funny would that be? Lou Holtz is out there to shake the captains for Ohio State's hands like Jack Sawyer. And he's just staring down Ryan Day on the opposing sideline. Oh my God. The suspense that would send me. Oh.
That would be funny.
Would be.
Oh, the air is finally turned off. I can warm up again.
Why are they torturing you, man?
What do we got?
I'm sorry.
Ed Reed is the new OC at Chambly High School.
Huh?
See what? Ed Reed is the new head coach at Chambly High School.
Oh, head coach. I thought you said offense. I don't know why I thought you said OC.
Yeah, it's OC. My bad. I'm tripping. Yeah, new OC at Chambly High School in Georgia.
Man went from a college head coach to OC for a high school I've never heard of. I don't pay attention like that.
Let's see. Chambly
I don't pay
High
attention to Georgia high schools like that. I know the top dogs in Florida. I don't know anybody in Georgia high school wise.
I'm trying to see how many state titles they've won.
Another hot topic. The Lightning got slapped last night against the Bruins.
Yeah, because Braden Point overslept and missed a team meeting, so he didn't play the game.
Ooh.
They've never won a state title in football.
I didn't know that.
Sheesh.
So this man went from a head coach to a high school offensive coordinator for a nobody school. Damn.
They've never won a state title. That's crazy, dude. What? He's got his work cut out for him. Man. But I mean, hey, look,
why is a former NFL safety being an offensive coordinator?
I mean, honestly, you never know.
Unless he's going to run an NFL offense. Probably.
This is going to be crazy, though. This school went 2-9 a year ago. That he's got his work cut out for him.
Bro, why would he take that? I guess like just for a job?
You got to start somewhere. This might be the way he crawls out of that hole. Could be. Because all of a sudden, next thing you know, he does this for 2 years. All of a sudden, maybe, I don't know. Let's see. Some job comes calling for him at the D2 level or the FCS level. And the next thing you know, he's coaching at the FBS level in another 2 years. Like somebody else that did
Restart the whole thing?
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. I mean, now that I look at this, I'm just like, oh my God. Well, they're also in DeKalb County. So that says that should be pretty competitive. Plus, they're what is this? This is a 5A school. Yeah, it's one of the most.
Oh, Jimmy Butler. Let's talk about this.
Yeesh.
I see Jimmy Butler run off. Jimmy, man, I don't blame him for what he's doing. He needs to get the hell out of Miami. He did too much. He kept that. He dragged. When I say he dragged them teams to the finals, he literally put them on their back and dragged them to the finals.
Oh,
and Miami.
As long as he doesn't have a bunch of drama while he's coaching at the level, he should get offers. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
That's true. I mean, he did have a lot of drama at Bethune. But Bethune also had a lot more issues than beside him at the moment, at that time. But yeah. All right. Jimmy. Get
Yeah,
the hell out of Miami. Pat Riley's being a bum. I don't blame you for trying to get out of Miami. But you could have probably handled it a little bit better. Like a PR nightmare. And Pat Riley's so old and stuck up, and you know what? That he's going to probably ship you off to Charlotte if you don't behave any better, or he might suspend you for the rest of the season and keep you on the team without pay.
Yeah,
and be petty.
You gotta remember, Pat Riley is somebody that he told LeBron. He said because LeBron wanted Eric Spoelstra fired. A lot of people say it's the HBC.
Well, that's what I said. There was a lot more stuff going on at Bethune that was not only about him.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, hey, look, dude, Reggie Theus is basketball and basketball only, 100% through and through. So I mean that's the aspect too of it. Bethune is not what it was under Lynn Thompson, like they are now. They were winning championships, multiple championships under Lynn Thompson. They're not doing that under Reggie Theus. And basketball gets the most of the resources. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
With Jimmy, the one team is like, I can see my Phoenix being stupid. They already have no picks and whatnot. They're gonna go and they'll say, all right, Bradley Beal, get the hell out of town, bring in Jimmy, and you'll be just going from diarrhea to constipation.
Oh my God. So what are
so you're going from one problem that's horrible to another problem that's not as bad, but it's equally going to have bad results down the line.
Yeah, dang, that's crazy. The Heat, right? Technically, how many teams get in the NBA playoffs? You get 8 teams, right?
8.
I mean, the Heat are still a playoff team as of now, but they're not.
What's the record on the Heat?
The Heat are 20-18. Whereas
no, like what's the standing? I should ask, not what's their record.
They are currently 7th in the East, while the Cavaliers.
How far? So they're a play-in team right now because 7 through 10 go to the play-in.
Yes. Out west, Stevie ends up with the Suns.
You're not going to have Jimmy in the playoffs. So you're going to be a first-round exit. Nobody cares. He blew the whole damn thing up. Trade Hero, trade Bam, trade Jimmy. Rebuild. Y'all been putting it off since Dwayne Wade left to Chicago.
Might be time. I'm actually impressed with the Cavaliers.
But knowing Miami, they're gonna Pat Riley. He's gonna trade Jimmy for like a 28-year-old or something like that who hasn't broken out yet. Kind of struggling. I don't know who. They're going to trade him for that. They're going to trade Hero for a young kid with potential. What I can see happening is they'll say, all right, Jimmy, you're going to Houston. We're going to take... I don't know if they could pull off the Reed Shepherd, but if they could steal Reed Shepherd, Cam Whitmore, 3 first-round picks for Jimmy to Houston. You trade Tyler Hero to another team. He's going to be an all-star this year. You trade him to a team, get a younger guy. Solve that right there. You trade Bam. You could probably get a good 2-3 prospects and 3 first-round picks minimum for Bam. And you just have your whole rebuild right there. Guaranteed 10 first-round picks, 4 decent prospects, 2 of them are blue chips, you're good.
That make me optimistic as a Heat fan.
Yeah. Because you already got Khalil Ware. He's shooting like 46% from 3 right now. So you got a center. If you want to keep Hero, fine. Trade Bam, though. Bam and Jimmy got to go.
Yeah, it is about that time for some new blood. About that time.
Yeah, they need that new blood in the building.
Let's see. We also got the NHL standings here.
Yeah, the Lightning didn't look at the standing last night. They decided to just come out flat and get their butts whooped.
Yeah, but they still remain third in their division. So
yeah,
someone
pulled up an interesting stat saying the Lightning were 2-6 against the Atlantic, which does them no favors, but they've been good against all the other divisions.
The Atlantic is basically the AFC. It's like the NFC North.
Yep,
that's believable.
That's exactly it. Because they can win against those lower bottom tiers, but they can't beat the top tier teams. They can't. Like the Maple Leafs always prove that they are like
the Lightning
better
hold out until March.
Yeah.
If the Lightning can hold out till March, the offense gets saved.
They're definitely wild.
They got the young boy coming. You say they need some young blood, some new blood in the building. The new blood coming in March. They just got to hold on until then.
They got Connor.
I think they can. I mean,
Isaac Howard, boy, that man coming.
And it's January 15th right now. I think they can hold out and make it.
Just don't trade him. That's the only thing. At Breeze Ball, you better not be stupid and trade Isaac Howard.
Let's see. Who do they play tonight? Or do
they play the Ducks?
No, they play the Ducks.
You beating the Ducks, you'll beat the Red Wings. You're going to beat the Maple Leafs because Austin Matthews is out for who knows how long. You can beat the Canadiens, beat the Blackhawks, beat the Red Wings. Yeah, they're going to have a little win streak right there. You can beat the Kings, Islanders. The Senator games you're probably going to lose.
I'd say probably
they need defensive help, though.
Senators.
And they need... Huh? Dolan?
I'd say the Islanders and Senators. I don't know about...
The Islanders are terrible.
Notoriously, they are terrible. It's, for some reason... I don't know. I've always seen the Lightning.
Yeah, they treat us. They treat the Lightning as their Stanley Cup.
You know what's funny? Everybody says that.
Yeah, they do.
Everyone says that. It's so funny. That's wild. And the more times you saw it in all 3 of those conference final appearances that the Lightning had, that those 3 straight they had to get to the Stanley Cup, it was like. Dude, every time that they played the Islanders, every time the Islanders won a game in those series, it was like it's like they never had been there before. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. But I mean, I got faith that the Lightning can make it to March. Hopefully, it makes for very.
No, the Lightning will make the playoffs. I'm not doubting that. It's just don't fall horribly in the standings in the playoffs and get a horrible seed. Is more what I mean.
If they fall, they'll either drop. The Bruins will go up 1, and maybe the Senators are going to stay.
Damn, they're only 5. They're 5 points ahead of the Red Wings, and they're 3 points ahead of the Canadiens. Damn.
But they stay tied with the Bruins because they won against the Bruins.
Hold on.
They won once
the
against
Metropolitan
the Bruins.
got all them dogs.
Oh, the Metropolitan is going crazy. Absolutely.
What the heck? I haven't actually taken a look at hockey standings in a minute.
The Capitals?
Bro, the Capitals got 63 points.
Yeah,
and they have Ovechkin out for like weeks. Ovechkin's been out for a couple weeks.
And they're
Bro,
still
what the
pulling
hell's
out
going on?
wins.
I need to check what's the hell's going on in Washington.
I don't know. It's a different breed.
The same thing going on in Washington. It's the same thing that's been going on with the Commanders.
Probably.
What was going on? Dan Snyder got out of town and all the Washington teams became good.
Probably
Except the
that
Nationals.
Usually
Crimson
what's that
magic.
happens. I think they said something like what was it? I think they said Ovechkin has scored like 800 plus points for the Capitals in that time period goals between like Commanders or Washington playoff wins in the NFL.
Oh, 800. Okay, no, that might be actually points.
I think he's about to break another record at the end of this season.
Well, he would have probably broke
another...
Gretzky's record if he didn't get hurt.
He's probably still going to break Gretzky's record. He comes back soon.
I can't believe Washington's first. What the hell? 63. What the hell?
Washington's first in the league. Then you got Winnipeg. Then you got, I'm trying to think who else.
Well, I've not been paying. I've been slacking on the hockey, man. I'm gonna be honest. I've been slacking on it. What the hell's going on with Washington? I just can't believe that.
So
Vegas,
they don't even have a superstar on that team.
It looks to me like either Winnipeg or
literally Central Division.
Okay, when it comes to the playoffs times, just ignore Winnipeg. They don't ever do squat.
Oh. They always choke in the first round.
Exactly.
Looks like Winnipeg might get that President's Trophy, which honestly it would make sense for them to choke in the first round if they get that. So
just don't touch the President's Trophy. You don't want to do.
Dylan Strome got 46 points without explaining a lot. Oh, Ovechkin's back. Okay, I didn't know he was back. When did he come back? I know he broke his leg. That was a while ago. Let's see. He came back December 28th, so he was only out 6 weeks. Huh. I didn't even know that happened. Whoops. I've been slacking. That would explain why Washington's so good. Strome's going crazy with Ovechkin. Oh, wow. Didn't see that coming.
It's all good.
All right. Look at us. We talked about college football, NFL, NBA, and NHL today.
Jack of all trades here, man. I'm telling y'all. We are.
Oh, yeah. Barcelona beat Real Madrid. Let's get some soccer talk going on here. Some football talk.
You lost me when you said that, but I know the names of those teams. I don't know who plays for them.
Well, Yamal took the place of Messi. He said he'll be Real Madrid's daddy for the next couple of years. I'm gonna piss people off with that one. Anyways,
I'll add a little bit of baseball to it. Somebody projected in 2020, I think 2027 or 2029, the Pittsburgh Pirates to make the World Series, which I think is absolutely crazy. That team has not seen glory since the 70s.
But they haven't seen glory since like the early 2010s.
The Rays have never seen glory of a ring. And they never will with Stu owning the team.
And honestly, I think when he sells the team, I think that's when they'll finally get one.
He's like the Dan Snyder of the end of MLB.
Yes, literally. Incompetent. Just incompetent.
Same with the Knicks. Knicks won't win a ring until Dolan ever moves on.
I believe it.
All right. We did good, guys.
We did. We did great. We did great. Thank you so much, all of you, for joining us this evening and watching with us. This was fun. Be sure to check out this NFL Divisional Round game. I like that. That's actually a nice coaster.
It's an old one. Like it's so old, it's faded.
It's the old helmet.
The old helmet.
The original helmets.
Wow.
I haven't seen that circle helmet in years. Like the circle earpiece on the old Riddell's helmet.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that in years.
That's crazy. Dang.
Yeah.
Man. So y'all got me motivated now to get a man cave going. But first I need to purchase my own house.
Yeah, you do.
I do. Really do. But all right, folks, y'all take care. Y'all stay safe, stay blessed. We will see you next week for conference championship previews. Good night.